All right, so I've got this thing unboxed, and I'm gonna give it a shot at trying to assemble it. I have no idea what I'm doing. This may be a long video, but I'll try to walk through it. So I'm gonna start with step one here. Looks like this guy and this guy go down here. I'm just trying to figure out which one. So it looks like the one with only the bottom screw holes goes on this side, which would be the left side, I think. Don't really. I think this is the front, so I'm, again, not sure what I'm doing, but I'm going to wing it. So I figured this might be helpful for anybody who, is like me and has absolutely zero experience with these things. Because I've never even touched a 3D printer before in my life, but saw the whole COVID-19 thing, and I was like, well, I'll give it a shot and see what I can come up with here. So there should be. I thought there were only supposed to be 4 of these. There's 5. Okay, so I hope I grabbed the right part, but they sent me 5 of these instead of 4. So are those the right piece? The M5 45. Yeah, those are the right piece. So okay. So it looks like I've got to tilt this up, slide this guy through, along with this one. That appears correct. And then I'm going to need to thread it onto here, facing this direction. Luckily, they included all the tools you need to assemble this thing with it, which is nice. Let's see if that's, yeah, I thought that was it. Okay, so start with one. Well, I'm just throwing stuff around here, probably damaging it, but start threading it with my finger there. So I've watched a YouTube video on how to, what common mistakes to look for, but I really have no clue what I'm doing here. So and it's probably apparent to anybody at home if they've done this before. But I figured this might be a decent activity to keep me sane during this whole stay-at-home, lockdown, quarantine shit stuff, whatever, because maybe able to help some people out while they're at home. Not sure how tight to screw these in, but I'm sure I don't want to over-tighten anything on this thing because probably it'll come apart at some point. And I have to fix it. I don't want to damage it in the process either. Okay, that seems to be on there pretty good. And then this looks like it goes right here. Definitely glad this came partially assembled because otherwise I'd be in trouble. I'm not completely incompetent with tools, but I think the more help they give, the better. So. Yeah, while I'm here, I'll be like, yeah, like and subscribe this shit. Come on, you nerds, click on it. I've got no subscribers, so probably all 4 of you that'll watch this video. But in the meantime, I'm sure there's a million others doing the exact same thing, and I don't think I bring anything too unique to the table. Other than my charming personality, great smile. Kind of shy on camera though. So we'll see if hopefully I keep doing this. Seems fun. And makes me feel like I'm connecting with somebody. So I figure if I'm just going to talk to myself at home alone anyway, I might as well record it so other people can be like, hey, he's talking to me. So, all right. So I think I have step 1 done. I think. Looks like it. See where it says 4 pieces? Kind of threw me off. Anyway, going to move on to step 2. This kind of reminds me of the old Legos charts that I used to do, so way back in the day. Moves pretty easily. So this looks like it'll screw in right here. Is that correct? Yeah, I think that appears to be it. So where are the screws for that? Those are not it. Okay. These look like it. So the M5/8s are what I'm looking for, and they're M5/8s right here. These ones. Only need 2 of them though, so I'm going to need 2 more for something else later. Let's see if this fits. That fits. Okay, so something else needs to go there first. I think. I think it'll fit. Okay, let's give it a shot. Can't even use a clamp for this. Put in a set of arms. There we go. Just kind of a headache to get started. Once it's started, it goes on real easy. Using this end works a lot better. Probably should pull it to the end of my work surface, so that way this side doesn't catch when I spin it. Go. And now it looks like I've got a screen attached. Tighten and good measure. Okay, and then power supply now. This goes on the rear of, or goes on this. Okay, so I think it goes attached like this. Almost inverted it here. These wires need to come through. Okay, so they're gonna hang down, so it's got to hang up a little bit. Let's see here. The M4X2O is what I'm looking for. No. There's the M4X2O. Be these. This is what you use to attach to the power supply. And forgive me because I do not know the parts, the names of all the parts yet, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. So, mostly just trying to prove that any idiot can assemble one of these. I think it qualifies any idiot, right? If you don't think so yet, you will by the end of this video, I'm sure. No, you probably won't, actually. you'll be like, wait, he's probably not dumber than half the people I know. So that puts me in the top like 50%, right? Maybe. Or maybe I am. I don't know. We'll find out. I feel like this is an easy project, though. Well, I don't feel like it's an easy project, but I feel like it should be easy to get assembled. But I don't think it'll be easy to get it tuned so it actually prints well. That's my bigger concern on this. So that'll be kind of where I go back and check and make sure everything's snug fitting and properly assembled and whatnot. Because go. Okay. Again, I'm taking care to not over tighten these things, because if you over tighten them, what ends up happening is, well, you strip them. So you want to avoid that. That'd be bad to strip the threads. Let's see here. Nothing wiggles. Okay, that's good. So it says select the correct input voltage. So don't see where that switch is. It's on it says it's on this side. Oh, so this one is a little confusing. So the input voltage here will be 120. So not sure if that's supposed to be how I'm supposed to do that. That I will make sure. I don't know what well, we'll see what it's supposed to be. I think if it's up, it's supposed to be flat, and if it's down, it's supposed to be... Okay, there we go. So I used this. You probably could use a screwdriver, but now it says it went from 230 to 115. This is going to be on a, it's in America, so we're 120, unless you have some sort of crazy 2 voltage, outlet, which we don't here typically in most American households. At least sometimes you have it like outside for a welder or like a heavy duty air compressor, but typically most homes are going to be wired at 120 or well, it says 115, which is basically the same thing. Anything 110 to 120 is going to be using the same outlet. So I think to make sure you flip that switch. I think if I plug it in and fry it, I'll be like I'll issue a correction, but I don't think I will. I think I got that right now. So okay, so I'm going to slide it back over this way. Let's see here. This part? No, that's not that part. This right here. So this piece. You can scan it on your phone if you want to figure out what it is. But let's see here. Is this the piece they're looking for? Is it? Kind of looks like it. I don't think this is it. I think it's actually... This piece doesn't look right either. I don't think that's it. Well, shoot. Now, what am I... This is it. There we go. Okay. So this piece, the one with the little switch on the top. So it's in the bag with the filament. So. See, I'm using the terms I know, not the ones I don't know, because I'm not sure what piece it is. So basically, there it is. Looks like that on the other side. It's got the little toggle switch on the top. Okay. So this piece is one I'm looking for now. So does this slide? It does slide in here. So there we go. Yep, that's exactly. I'm going to slide it in there so it lines up because it's got these screws right here. These screws, you want to make sure they're actually facing this way, so basically horizontal instead of vertically. So horizontal is the way you want them. There's two of them, so you want to make sure they both line up. So that way they lock in there, I believe. And, okay, let's see here. It looks like it faces the front, so you can slide it all the way down. That one, I can tighten this one. Not sure if I'm a fan of this system yet. We'll see. Or at least of this piece of the system. These things seem to want to screw all or go all over. I think if I get them tight enough, they won't have too much play. But I don't want to over tighten them because then they won't move at all. So I don't like that scraping sound. We'll see. Okay. So now they're in there. Okay, alright. And then, so that was step 3. It looks like there's a wire down there. I'm not sure if that's what I'm supposed to do right now, which I'm guessing it is right down here. But I think it is. I'm going to go with it. So, I think this thing just locks into place and doesn't really move when I'm actually printing, would be my guess. Now, guesses are not always correct, but I will go with my gut for now. Now I've got to pull out one of these other hex wrenches that they provided. Maybe one of these two. But it's the bigger of the two. Nope. Oop. That's weird. Not that one. Oh, it's this one. Okay. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit because I think it does lock down there in place. Yeah, it definitely does. Not a moving part, just a switch. Okay, there we go. And now we're on to step 4, which seems to involve this piece right here, I think, and then the M4X 18P. I think it's that piece. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, and then M4X 18P. That would be these. The glare is probably terrible on that, but sorry. So, oh, it goes in from the back. Okay, all right, that explains it. I've got to turn this around. So, make sure you're keeping an eye on the orientation during the directions here, because I'm like, why does that didn't make sense? And now it does, slightly. So, I believe it lines up right here as well. I bet. Yep. Go right there. And there's going to be this spindle or dowel type thing that goes in the middle of it. Yep, there we go. The smaller one. put the screws right through here. This piece, see these? Pretty simple to keep up with me. So, one nice thing about recording the whole thing is then you'll act, when somebody's watching this, they can be like, hey, what's that idiot doing now? I can probably keep pace with him. So, but, yeah. That's cross-threading. There we go. There shouldn't be any resistance on these, and if you are getting any resistance when you're screwing them in, you're probably cross-threading it and basically wrecking your machine. So be careful with that. You know, so I mean, it won't wreck it, but when these things are kind of milled to spec, you want to make sure you're on. It'll create other problems down the road, I imagine, just because of how technical it is. You know, so excuse me. That cough was not COVID-19 related, I hope. So mostly just thirsty sort of thing. So. Okay, so this is some all thread right here. I removed the sheeting? I bet I do. Do I? Yeah, I think I. Is it the all thread? Is that what goes in there? Or I think this one. I feel like I've got to remove this. Yeah, yeah. Not quite clear, but that does not look like it lines up very well, does it? So, something maybe bent in there. It should go straight up and down, right? You would think. Seems to have some play to it though in here, so still spins okay. When I put it in though, it was kind of disoriented, so hopefully I didn't just break it when I bent it like that, or bent it a little bit. I don't think I did. I think it was just misaligned, or not quite aligned correctly. And then I think you tighten these things up, because that'll lock it into place. So, yeah, that makes sense. Because I imagine this will move it up and down on the the y-axis. Oh, okay. So that's going to explain a little bit why it's a little tighter down there. Okay, there we go. Again, it's still kind of wonky how it goes on there. I think, I imagine once the rest of the parts get attached, they'll probably straighten it out some. Yeah, because it's down here that's shifting actually. So that's what I'm moving. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out more of this as I go along, but you can see the bottom's moving, so which is weird. Why would that has so much give to it? Maybe I need to tighten these or something, but we'll figure that out as it goes. Okay. Either way, I'm trying to avoid over tightening anything, just for when I inevitably have to disassemble it, fix what I did wrong. Okay. Looks like there's a gap on the video this. I'm wondering if this needs to come up a little bit so it doesn't rub. Imagine it might. Leaving some gap there wouldn't be harmful. Not sure if that's supposed to be level with the build surface or what. But let's try. See, this is what I'm looking at. Where it shows a little bit of a gap, so you can kind of play with it. I'm not sure if that's going to matter, but I'm going to guess, and that's what I can do. So I can guess. Let's see. It looks like this, and one of these potentially. There's two. Are they the exact same? No, they are not. They're not even the same size. So it's going to be this one. This is the one with all the holes, the more holes, whatever. is this attached? Let's find this out. Go like that. Here's the case. Let's see, step 5 is starting to get a little bit more confusing, so bear with me. First, let's get the M416 or M4X. Well, yeah, M4 star 16 right here. These, thankfully, they labeled them. It makes this a lot easier for me. It looks like this is the extruders of some sort. I'm guessing because there's a nozzle on it, so I'm guessing that's what this is. But I imagine this heats up and melts the stuff, and then it shoots out. Okay. Hope, as you can tell, I really do not know anything about printing. So let's see if any idiot can really do this. Okay. And for anybody who's like actually experienced, this is probably going to be an extremely painful video for them to sit at home and watch. But I think, okay, so these go like this. So how the heckin' does this do? Sorry to be the heckin' guy. Okay, so really do not know. Okay, here, just trying to orient everything. Okay, I think I got it. So I think you sit this side up. Okay, that's the first clue I've got. And then I think this actually screws in on this side right here. So I think this appears to be the case. So they line up. Okay, so this end lines up with this. So you'll see like this. Boom. Kind of tight in there, so with the power, there's a toggle switch right here. So, all right, I think I've got it. Okay. I'll use 2 of these screws here, or bolts, I guess. That's their. And I bolt them in. So you bolt them in from this way out, actually. So it's a little bit, it can be a little confusing. Not too confusing, but a little bit. Okay. Trying to figure out a good angle for this. Let's see what size screw. There we go. Okay. Hopefully I can start them with my fingers first. I just gotta figure out which. I think. Okay, so, all right, yeah, you have to put it out so that this way goes over this bolt right here, or right here. So it'll line right up like that. It actually a pretty smart design. I don't know why they didn't use a flush mount bolt there, but I'm sure they have a reason. So I'm not an engineer, so I'm not going to pretend to speculate on their design here. Hopefully I can start this with my fingers here. Maybe not. That is not an easy place to install. So let's see which. I'm trying to do it with my fingers here. Oh, okay. Now that I've not damaged it yet, so getting closer though. I think I got it figured out. Use gravity. That's probably the easiest way to start them. If I can find the hole again. It's like my first time with the girl here, trying to figure out which hole it goes in, or how to get it in the hole. Still not very good at that yet. Oh, there she goes, nice and smooth. This is not an easy way to grip it, but this is how I'm doing it. It's holding. Okay, good. Now let's get that second screw in there. I think this one's going to be even harder to get in. Well, it shouldn't be, because at least the whole thing won't fall apart on me right now. So again, kind of angle it in there and blindly hope that you're lined up. I think I got it. Yep. Once you get it started, then it's not so bad. It's just kind of a bitch until you, or kind of a terrible thing until you do. Let's see here. Starting to come together a little bit more. So let's see here. Once I get it hand tightened, then I'll crank it down a bit. Not quite all the way in yet. This is definitely the most challenging part so far. It's not hard, it's just frustratingly slow. So, my fingers in the way. And awkward. Like me when I talk to girls. Or anyone, I guess. Oh. Wow. I did this the hard way. So there are two holes here. See these two holes right there? Okay. Take this end and go right through them. All right, this just got a lot easier. So they did design this well, thankfully, or at least made it easy for assembly. Now this is, yeah, that was my mistake. Yes, that's kind of why I came up with the channel name. I make stuff and mostly make mistakes, but got it. All right, it's not wobbly, seems solid. Cool. Step 5 is complete, I think. I don't know, it says something about a nozzle here. I guess I had to figure. So I guess, hold on. Step 5 is not complete. This one goes on here. Okay, so this might be the. Looks like the filament probably comes into this. I'm not really sure, but I think that's where it goes. Let me see here. So okay, so I got to set it up like this, and then yeah, that is where it goes. Okay, cool. I'm not sure if that's the actual if I'm correct about the function, but I am pretty sure that this is the piece I was looking for. I think so. I think that was this piece right there. I think it goes right there. All right, now it looks like there's some sort of sled type device that I use. So this. Alongside this, and we're still looking at the back of it here, as you can see. So, the challenge is just making sure that everything's aligning correctly. So we're on step 6 for those at home who are following me. So if it's okay, so the way it's oriented here appears to be like this, I think. Yes. So based on that, I'm going to assume that this piece goes in like this right here. So, of course, it hides the wires in the diagram, but I think that's correct. And this must be the extruder, so I'm guessing that all comes through here somehow. Maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it's a heating element of some sort. I'm not really sure. But the fan's facing the right direction. And then I don't know what this does yet. This may be, oh, this may go on another axis here. So, yep. So this lines up like that on that side. Okay, so we need the M4X 16s. So the sack we just had. Get those other two out of there. These should be slightly easier to install because I'm a little bit slow, but not that slow. Okay. Why am I doing it this way? There we go. I ask myself that a lot, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a simpler way to do that. There we go. That started. Okay. Another one lined up, and then we'll tighten the bolt. I'm sure people watching at home are like, you know, if you've ever built one of these before, you're probably looking at me like, God, this is painful to watch this guy struggle with this. But I think I'm doing an okay job for a total newbie. Maybe. Hopefully in like 5 years we look at this video and then you're like, damn, he actually learned something. Maybe. More than likely not, but we'll find out. Okay. So it looks like I think I have the whole thing assembled for the control arm here thing. I think the extruder possibly, but we'll find out once I. Okay. Okay, so it looks like there's a chassis to tighten. Wait. Okay, so I'm on step 7 here. Instead of doing fancy editing, I'm just kind of holding this up. I could have probably put like the PowerPoint presentation in here. Where's that piece? Let's see here. That is the. I'm pretty happy that I've gotten this. Oh, there it is. Okay. So looks like this piece, also in the filament bag. So this goes right in behind it. So it goes in like from this orientation right into here. Okay. Not sure what the purpose is, but it does appear that you want to tighten it. And that one got disoriented, so I think it's easiest if I just tighten them. That's tighten them a bit right when I shove it in there, and then just enough that I can still move it a little bit, but not much. And then slide it the rest of the way in there. And then once you get the second one in there, there you go. Okay. Wrong one. Okay. Back to this one. Push it all the way in? Yeah, I think I pushed it all the way in. All right, yeah, so this side, this is a view of what it should look like, which I think it does. See that? There we go. Tightened, not wobbly, not over tightened. Good. Okay. So step 8. Not sure what I'm supposed to do here yet, but it looks like there's something to do with the belt. So that would be this piece right here, I think. Betting the smooth side goes under here, maybe? Is that it? Fan facing that way. Yeah, I think it does. Somehow, maybe go under there. Is that possible? Or does it go? It's got to slide in that channel, but I don't quite see how. So. These things hooked together, or what the? Okay, so there are absolutely no instructions for how I get this in here. But I'm going to figure it out because that's my goal here. So, might have an idea. Let's see here. Probably easier to use gravity as my friend. There we go. Now let's see if I can flip her over. So, this, not quite sure how this works. So it appears to jump, leap over this thing. Not quite sure how to connect it though. Does it go all the way around and underneath? Yeah, it looks like it does go underneath. Okay, so. Maybe. I don't feel like it goes underneath and outside because that would damage it. It's got to go underneath and stay tight. So that was wrong. Sliding it under through here. This metal piece, well, the problem is there's a little bit of memory to it. So basically this thing wants to go one way because of how it was shipped. And then I think I've got it now. All the way through. Why is that going? Okay, there we go. So now where does this attach to? Is the question. Okay, so it appears. Okay, I think I got it. So I think it pinches in to right here. There's some notches. So let's see if this works. I think that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. But you know what happens when I think? Okay. Well, no, you don't yet. I haven't demonstrated anything yet. So that's going through there. And how do I get it all the way over to the other side? Can I go under there? I think it should go under here. That would make the most sense. But So this is what I'm stuck with right here. I need to figure out how to get this under this part. What's the easy way to do that? Let's see if it's on step 9. It might be covered under there. Probably getting ahead of myself without doing that. Okay. Nope. It certainly has to go on. So these instructions could have been designed a little bit better, I think. But they're not terrible. I think it's reasonable for me to figure that out. Oh, okay. I just turned to the side and it rolls right over there. All right. Okay, that makes more sense. Slightly, somewhat. Now it's kind of twisted. We got to figure out how to fix that without damaging this thing too much. Okay, so there we go. I think I've got it. All right, this was challenging, but it made sense once you figure it out, or once I figured the parts out. So now I've got to figure out how to put this in. Shouldn't be too hard. A little tight. But I suppose it's got to be tight. They go in there. Stretch it either. This thing sucks. All right, how do I do this? Let's see. There's probably a simpler way that I don't know about. So I think I can get this way. Maybe. Do that side first. I don't know. Oh, this poor machine's getting a little scratched. Anyway, maybe that'll get. I think if I push this all the way in, it might give me a little bit more play here. Or I could loosen that too. That might have been. Why did they have me do that first? That should be what I'm doing here. I'm gonna loosen that top part because I can adjust it through this. All right, so now I'm kind of figuring out how this works anyway, so this might help some. So now if I move it in, I can get it in there and then tighten it up after the fact. Maybe. Hopefully. Pull that out maybe and try and put it in. That might be just, or does it go? It doesn't go under there. No, it rolls over the top. So. So what I did was I popped this piece off, and I think that makes the most sense. It's not the ideal solution, but now I've got to deal with these things being kind of loose, but I got to make sure they're still lined up correctly, which of course they're not. But it can tighten it some. The top one's in there correct. Let's see if the bottom one's in there correct. Bottom one is not in there correctly, so I'm going to try and loosen it again. See if I can't get the rest in there, so it's aligned. There we go. So I'm using this to kind of hold it up, so that way the things are horizontal, not vertical, like I was talking about earlier. That worked. Seems to have worked. But now, so if you're having trouble with the getting the belt on, which obviously I did, if you take it apart, that that will do it. Yeah, that seems to have worked. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're on to step 9. Sweet. For the readers at home, here's step 9. Hopefully you have it in front of you. If not, screenshot it, get like ShareX, and watch it. Until then, I need to read it. So here's one that says explicitly, do not tighten too tight. Let's see here. Looks like I'm gonna go on there. Is that it? Is that no, that may not be it. Is it? Nope. That's just okay. So now to they call this the left side. So let's see which way they want it attached here. That's what they want us to do. So it looks like they want it to go this way. Is that it? No, that's not it. They want it to go this way, I think. Oh, okay, alright, so this goes through here. Alright, that makes way more sense. Oh, I'm slow. Alright. That is how it's supposed to go. Right here. So, not quite sure if it's supposed to rest it. Oh, or why it rests up there, but it seems to. And, there are 2 screws that are supposed to tighten, but I don't see where they're at. That looks correct. That looks correct. So, seems to float on here except for the top one. It does not want to go on. So let's see here. Or is it? I think I was right the first time, maybe. Oh, no, I wasn't. Let's see here. So this is where the all thread goes through. Wait, no. This is. So this side goes on that. I feel like, shouldn't this go? Yeah, I guess the face is down, but alright. Yeah, that seems correct. What is it hitting on here? Oh, so it's hitting on the all thread. Alright. weird that it doesn't seem to go right. But yeah, that's how it's supposed to sit. I think. Maybe. Okay, so there's these two screws that it says to not over tighten, so maybe I need to lighten them up a little bit. This one? No. Yep. There we go, now it's on there. This one is smaller than the one I'm supposed to use, so this one. Alright, now we have movement. So as this thing spins, this motor down here, it does the what must be the y-axis, I believe. Okay, so we're getting closer. Alright, that's neat. So the margin there is really tight, so I'm wondering how one connects to where. Anyway, I'll figure that out as we go. So step 10 is right here. All right, the M525. Where are you at here? M5. M525 is right here. Boom. These two pieces go right up top to connect this, which I imagine just stabilizes the whole thing. Okay, so notice these versus these. You want to have probably the bigger spots for this so the bolt will fit in. Alright, that makes sense. Super easy. I like easy parts. Then I look like I know what the hell I'm doing. Kind of. Don't you love those moments of make-believe where you just get to act like you know what you're talking about? As opposed to just the rest of the time when you're like, I'm just going to wing it. Because that's normally what works for me. As long as I don't screw it up too badly. The thing is, though, is like I'm actually pretty nervous about screwing this up because of the long shipping time. Like it literally took from April 2nd to today, which is April 17th, I think. I don't know, I'll have to check my phone. But until April 17th to show up. And so like I have no desire to send this back or have any sort of replacement needed. Like, please God, no. That would be just absolutely brutal. Because waiting 14 days for anything. When you order it from Amazon, I mean, like, you know, we're kind of spoiled, you know, in regards to, you know, we're expecting things to show up like within 2 days and stuff. So, whereas this one took 14 plus days, I think, or 13, whatever. I don't know. It took too long. So, and then I had a birthday in there too, so I got old, and that didn't help either. Okay, so. Let's see here, it says plus these two pieces. Oh, that's the SD card. I think this is the piece. They look more rectangular on the sheet, but I think these are it. Let's see here. Two pieces. Yeah, they're probably it. So. No, I don't think these are. There might be another piece in here. Huh. It looks like just a plastic cosmetic piece right here. I'm trying to figure out what this is, but these look like squares, and on the picture it looks like rectangles. So I think they have to be it, but because we only have 2 steps left after this, so. Oh, maybe they're end cap pieces instead. I'm trying to put it on the wrong spot. Yep, that's exactly what they are. They're so the unfinished edge of this doesn't look too ugly. So pop these bad boys in. Oh, now that's upside down. Now it looks prettier. Totally cosmetic, non-functional pieces. I bet you can 3D print some piece to, if you really wanted to customize that, put your own flair on it, but that's something, that you can try if you're so inclined. All right, step 10 is done. Moving on, let's see here, step 11. Let's see what we're doing here. These all look like much simpler parts now, so it looks like I'm attaching this somewhere. Again, another thing that I've seen a lot of people do in the 2 weeks that I've had to, kind of try to figure out what the heck I'm doing here, is I've seen people have printed these things because apparently they come in all different sizes. The rolls do. Like I think all the rolls I have are going to be a little loose on these things. So I ordered 2 different types of filament. I have no experience with them, so I'm not going to endorse any of them or even name the brand. But needless to say, this is like having sex with my girlfriend because. Me, her. But anyway, I think I'd rather have something that's a little bit tighter fit, but we'll find out. So, okay. All right. So it looks like this part goes in, real simple, snaps in. Don't even need any tools for it. Boom. And there are 2 screws somewhere up here. I put them on the wrong side. Shit. Didn't I? What? Front, they should be right here. Put it on upside down. Okay, so I don't see any holes for it, which is bizarre. Unless, oh, okay, yeah, there's these. I'm trying to figure it out without reading the instructions, and that's where things go wrong. Or at least where they tend to for me. Let's see if I pick the right ones. Yep. Okay. Oh, it's nice because then I can slide it wherever the heck I want. That's easy. Makes it real easy. Except they probably should have had me do this step before I attached it, because now I have to try and line them up. And minor complaint, but I'm sure the engineers probably know better than I do. But I think I could have put these on and slid them in here, up top before I actually did this instead. So either way, they'll turn and it'll be no big deal. For some reason, I thought there was going to be a hole in the like built into the aluminum frame. Of course, there was not. So that's why I was looking underneath like a weirdo. Okay, so let's see if we. So I'm going to use one of these to kind of move that around underneath. So actually oriented the right way, so it doesn't just fall over. There we go. I'm sure there's a better way to do this than the way I'm using, but using just the tools that came in the box for this so far. And come on, go back. There we go. I think I got it on there a little bit. All right, there. This stupid thing is attached, I think. Now I'm guessing this is where my filament goes. So, boom, around like that. So, like that. There we go. Now we're on to step 12. I think now we just hook up all the wiring. So, super simple. If you've ever assembled a computer, I imagine it'll be pretty similar to that, hopefully. So, the biggest question is going to be trying to keep all the stuff out of the way of the actual, so it doesn't the bed doesn't move back and forth and chop off your wires or anything. So, let's see here. So, the view is from the roof. They're looking at it this way. Let's do it that way then. This one slides under to here, I think. Not sure which one to plug it into yet. This one, I have no idea where it goes. I mean, it's all going to there's only really one way to fit these things, but I got to figure out which one goes to which, so. And it does not give you a clue on those things, how it attaches, so. I start with this power, which seems to be going to somewhere. Maybe, hopefully, that's attached to something. There's so many ways these things can go together, but a lot of these headers have the same type of thing going on. That slides in. pretty tight fitting. Power goes where? Oh, they're okay. They're marked. All right, I'm dumb. That was Z that just plugged into. I think. Yep. So Z plugs into the bottom left. This one plugs into over here, so that's easy. I imagine it probably needs to go under the bed, would make the most sense. So it's out of the way. I guess that's kind of the big thought on this, is you want to keep all the wires out of the way. So that way they're not ran over when it's moving back and forth. So like that already seems like it could be a potential hazard area once it moves all the way back. It's kind of caught on this edge, so again, I don't know what I'm talking about though, so don't expect me to know anything. Okay, so here's X. Which one is X? Or, well, maybe let's start. X goes to this, so it'd be the X axis. Okay, that's simple, straightforward. And there's little rubber bands on here. You can't really see them from there, but they're yellow, and if you look for them, you'll see them. Sorry, I'm trying to get as quick as I can. So we got X done. Now, what about E? Which one of these is E? E goes to right here, so it's the Y axis, really. Labeled that, but okay. So, yep, that's the stepper motor right here. And then this last one is labeled as another X. What the? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. They're different X's. Otherwise, oh, there it is. Okay. So it goes right into here, into this part. I'll slumped over trying to do this. Need a lower chair or a higher table. I have small hands already, and this is still not easy for somebody with small hands. I wish I had like a 5-year-old over here who could do this for me. But this might work. For some reason, it's 2 wires, but there's 3 pins here, so hopefully that's correct. There we go. So it looks like I put this in opposite over here on the one opposite where the knob is, so I'm going to go with that. For some reason, there's 3 different plugins underneath here. Hopefully I'm right. We'll see. But looks like I'm close. So I'm going by this one. So hopefully that's right. Are there any more loose wires? No. Okay. Just wondering. Oh, USB stick. Perfect. So, where's the USB plug here, though? I'm guessing it's somewhere in here, but. So now know they said everything was by SD, but I'm just trying to figure out what the actual SD card is inserted. So I think it's assembled now. Let's see if here's the moment of truth. Let's see if I fry this thing and burn my house down again. So if you look at one of the videos that I posted previously, it was I was in the same room, but I had a green floor, so it ran right into there. But I repainted it because the whole house went up in smoke a while back, which kind of sucked. But lived in a hotel, got a bunch of didn't get any room service, but I got a bunch of points for it. So and I was able to pay for most of the rebuild out of the insurance money, thankfully. That, give this thing a shot. I customized it to how I wanted it. Peel that bad boy off there. Alright, powering up. Cool. Well, I'm not sure. I'll go get some STL files and see if I can't figure out how to print with this thing. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it worked. It seems simple. We'll find out later.